Oh, so it's like matchmaking also.
Yes. I often hear from the members, right, that the top 3 challenges are definitely
Welcome to the Franchise Formula. My name is Karine, and together with you, we are going to explore exciting opportunities in the franchising world. And with us today, we have Tricia from Franchising and Licensing Association. Yay!
Hello everyone, thanks for having me here and allowing me to share my experiences with everyone.
Because today, right, this is the first episode, and we are actually very, very new to the idea and concept about franchising. So we want to learn more about franchising. Can you tell us a little bit more about Franchising and Licensing Association, FLA? What do y'all do?
So the association is actually the voice of the industry. So we represent the businesses that are doing franchising and licensing. We also equip them, we train both the business owners as well as their franchisees on franchise competencies so that they are more equipped and they can run their business more effectively and successfully. We also help companies to expand their brand in terms of growing the number of outlets and also moving offshore into international markets. So we do quite a lot, and we do have a suite of solutions for all businesses that are involved in franchising.
Oh, I see. But there are a lot of companies in FLA, right?
Yes, we do have at the present moment 167 members. So the association has been growing very steadily over the last 3 years, about 30% growth every year.
Wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the association, we have a range of businesses from various sectors, like F&B is the most common.
Okay.
So that will be about 40% of our members. And then about another 25% in the education and enrichment. And then about 10% more in lifestyle services. And we also have some of the supporting members, like the consultants and the lawyers, that will help with the legal aspects of franchising.
Ah, I see. Okay, so you said like 40% F&B. What are some of the brands of F&B that are in FLA?
F&B is also very, very wide in itself.
Oh.
Yeah. So in addition to all the different cuisines, right, they also have the different business formats, like those takeaway.
Okay.
Takeaway, those McDonald's kind, fast casual.
Yeah.
And then you have the fine dining. You have those that are doing the desserts, the
Fine dining
cafes.
also got franchise?
Yeah, fine dining also have. So very reputable, our Singapore brand, like Jumbo, Tong Lok.
Oh.
Yeah, they are also doing franchising. Some of their concepts are being licensed overseas. Yeah, especially for the premium brands lah.
So they work with FLA to bring their brand overseas?
Yes, some of the brands are very successful in terms of getting overseas business leads through FLA. So yes, we do bring our members overseas. Like ever since COVID reopened, we went to Vietnam, followed by Japan, and then Philippines, and then just this year we went to Malaysia and Indonesia. So when we participate in such events, our members have booths, and it is a very specific franchise exhibition. So they are there to get business leads in those various markets.
Also, that means in those markets, for example, in Vietnam, you have a exhibition.
Yes. So in Singapore, we have the Franchising and Licensing Association Singapore. And in many of our other neighboring countries, we also have the same counterpart.
Yes.
So like the Malaysia Franchise Association, the Taiwan Chain and Promotion Franchise Association. Yeah, so we do have our various counterparts in all over the world through the World Franchise Council. So that is how we bring our members to participate in overseas trade shows and to get business leads to set foot in the country to bring the Singapore brand across borders. Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, so just now you covered about FLA and our businesses in Singapore. having the franchise model and 40% is F&B. You mentioned some of the brands like Tonglo, Jumbo,
Ya-Kun.
Oh, Ya-Kun also.
Ya-Kun.
Okay.
Subway. We have the dessert, the bubble tea concept, Playmate. Yeah. At tea. Yeah, so we have a lot.
Oh, so
yeah,
all of
KFC
them.
and Pizza Hut are also our member. Yeah, because many of these international brands actually treat Singapore as the springboard to many of our neighboring Asia, ASEAN, APAC countries. Yeah, so many of them use Singapore as a HQ. So like even Anytime Fitness, Subway, KFC, yeah, all these big international brands.
Okay.
They are in Singapore and they are FLA members, and then they also leverage on the grants from our very generous government to bring Singapore companies overseas. Yeah, so the grants are not just limited to Singapore brands, but Singapore companies. So there is a big draw for international brands to come to Singapore.
So it doesn't mean that only local brands can be part of FLA. If you are an international brand and if you want to have a franchise model, if you have a franchise model, you can also be part of FLA. And FLA can bring you to even more places.
Yes.
Oh, I understand already. But all these are for the franchisor and the potential franchisees to work out. FLA will not have a say in that. It's just that the FLA would be able to maybe give a third-party point of view.
So FLA's involvement in this whole thing is to facilitate the business leads. So like apart from the overseas trade show, we also have a business matching portal on our website. So what we do is we send out weekly a mix of our members. So we have 167. So on a rotational basis So every week, about 7 or 8 of them will be featured. Of course, like some F&B, some education, we put like the different sectors in our each week's blast, right? So we send out to our potential list of buyers. So we also facilitate business inquiries for them. So that is some of the benefits for the brands to join us, because at the end of the day, they just want the inquiries and to expand their business.
Oh, so if maybe I have cash and I want to invest, but I don't know which brand should I invest in, I could probably also sign up for the mailing list at FLA.
Yes.
And every week I will be fed with leads, brands,
companies
that are in FLA that I might be interested in.
Yes.
Oh, so it's like matchmaking also.
Yes.
So that means you all provide this kind of like matchmaking services for franchisor and franchisees.
Yes,
to match them together.
Yes.
But
we leave the discussion, the business negotiations purely among the two parties, the buyer and the seller. The terms that is required from the buyer and the support that is required from the aspiring business owner. So all these details we leave it to the two parties to discuss. Yeah, we don't get involved.
I see.
Yeah.
But like for example, if I want to explore doing a franchise business, but at the same time, I also think that I might be suitable to start a business on my own. How do I know if I am more suited to do franchisepreneur or entrepreneur?
Okay, so that will largely be dependent on a few factors, such as like control. Will you want to have control over your brand? Like you want to have a say in how the logo looks, what are you serving? You want to be in charge of your brand. This is your brand. Then I don't think you should franchise because franchise means you are taking a right from this well-established brand. You have to follow exactly to the dot in terms of the decoration of the store, the cups that they use, the ingredients, and everything to the dot. Yeah, because it's supposed to be an exact replication of the other stores. Yeah. So, but that also comes with the benefits which means you do not need to know how to set up. Like let's say you don't have contractor, you do not know how to negotiate with the landlords.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
This is difficult. Yeah.
And then like you don't have the supplier list to buy all the ingredients like sugar, all these, you know. It's like you have someone that already have good pricing, I would presume, because they have a few outlets already. So economies of scale, and also marketing business is multi aspect. So they also have the marketing, the operations, the HR, and the finance. So coming from franchising a business, you do have quite a high level of support from someone that has already done it. And successful and willing to share with you.
So we copy the idea.
They will teach you, not copy. You buy the rights. You pay a fee. You pay also maybe some of them monthly based on the revenue also. So there are different types of requirements, and of course it comes with different level of support and obligations.
Also, different brands, they will offer different levels of support, and the amount of investment is also different.
Of course. Even how big the store has to be, is a sit-down concept or it's a take-away kiosk. So all these are fixed costs and how fast you are expected to increase or grow the business. All these will come in to play on how much you will be charged.
I see. Since we are talking about the ching money, I think our viewers will be interested to know as well. What is like a range of like a minimum amount of capital investment do I need to have upfront in order to be able to own a franchise business?
I think some businesses, they don't even require you to pay upfront, or they will compensate you after you have successfully run the business for X amount of years, like 2 or 3 years.
How would I know that?
Come to the FLA show at MBS. So the association runs our own flagship franchising and licensing trade show in Singapore MBS every year. So over there, when you come and visit the show, you will see a range of brands and what are some of the franchise packages that they are offering. So from there, you will learn, this concept is offering this, that concept is offering that. So it's to give an opportunity for aspiring entrepreneurs of different range. Not everybody have a huge startup, but then they are passionate. So I think it really, really depends also on how prestigious the brand is, the value of the brand. So of course, the higher the brand value, of course, there is a charge. There's a charge involved.
I see. So meaning I probably have an amount of money set aside from my corporate days. I have saved up already, and I feel that I want to venture into the next phase of life. But I'm not sure if I'm ready to put all of my money into a brand new business. And I want to invest in something that has worked already, in a model that has worked. I can visit the trade show.
Yes, you can visit the trade show, but then once you find the brand, check with the brand, tell the brand that you might not have prior experience in this industry, and see how far are they willing to handhold you. Some brands, I did see in my past editions of the exhibition say that prior experience is not required for the first 3 sign-ups during the event. They will handhold you all the way from registering, like for F&B, you have to register for food license before you can run an operation in the various locations. So you might not know how to do that, right? But then some of them are willing to handhold you. So it's very, very important to like have a very open communication, like just be transparent, because at the end of the day, you need to find the brand that meets your capabilities and your prior experience.
So y'all are like the matchmakers that set up the trade show for everybody to come, and then we are there like potential aspiring franchisees will be there to also find our potential partners. And then if everything is good, and a marriage will be formed.
Yes. So in our recent event 2 months ago, there were on the spot franchise deals that was being secured. And also a large variety of international leads that was being generated. So over over and above, I think most of the exhibitors are very happy with the outcome, the successes, the leads that were generated. Because going into that market, usually you only expect leads from that market lah. But what makes Singapore different is because we are very international.
Yeah.
So we do have the ability to attract visitors from around. Yeah, and so some of our overseas brands, like the Korea brands, manage to secure leads from other countries. Yeah.
Wow. So that means like brands, they also get to expand overseas as well.
And our Singaporeans can also franchise overseas brands. Because in the exhibition, right, it's not just Singapore brands. So I think about 50-50. 50% Singapore brands and 50% overseas brands like Korea, Malaysia, Taiwan. Yeah, they're all there.
So when is the next exhibition?
September.
September
2025. So we do that. We do it annually. But then if you want to know what are the brands, right, you can always just visit FLA's website or the FL Asia website.
Okay, so now I can start saving money.
Yes. Or you can start to contact the company, see what they offer you.
Okay. So I'm coming from a point of view that I might be that I am an aspiring franchisee. So what are some of the things that I need to take note of aside from the monetary requirements?
I think what is very important for aspiring business owners, right, is to have a very clear communication with the brand that they want to potentially franchise. Like, what are they expected? You know, like, do they expect them to grow 2 outlets, 3 outlets, 4 outlets? What is the speed of growth that is required of them? What is the level of support that they will be willing and able to give to you to kickstart the whole thing? And then also, money is very important, right? Like whether or not you can sustain and grow the business at the speed at which the brand owner is expecting you to do. So I think all these are very critical factors. And running a business is actually multifaceted, and it's very hard for one individual to have everything lah. You know, like you have background in site selection, you have background in hiring people, you have background in running the finance. I think it takes a lot. So it's not just a 9-to-5 job. It's actually much more than that. So your values needs to be aligned with the values of the company as well. And your risk appetite, your character, it just has to be complementary with what the brand is looking out for. So I would think that communication is very, very important. Like you must have a clear communication with them and do not rush into the business. Yeah.
Okay. So like, for example, some of the franchisees that you have seen, right? Do they operate in, say, a single founder, or like do they operate like in a team? Say like they have a team of few founders buying into a franchise model.
I think both also have, like, it depends on how much reserve and where. So one is money, like how much money I have. If this brand is asking for this amount, do I have it myself? 1. 2, whether or not this person is free to do the work, manage the business, or is just a silent partner, like just,出钱 only. So I think it really depends on like their role, their role in the business, and how much capital that they have. Because sometimes when you want to start the business, yes, you pay the royalty fee or the licensing fee. Then some of those, you need to have the equipments. Like if it's in the F&B, you need to have the equipments like coffee machine, cooking stove, etc. Even in the education, you need to have the tables, you need to print out the materials, right? So there is a lot of aspects when it comes to running a business. So that's why FLA came out with the WSQ Franchise and Business Ownership course, because we want to prepare entrepreneurs like yourself, which was previously in corporate. I mean, may not have that in-depth knowledge on financial calculation. And then you want to take all your life savings to invest, right? And we just need to let you know like what you are stepping into. So the course is very, very in-depth in terms of the financial calculation part. And the other one, I mean, many of the aspiring entrepreneurs jump out of a corporate job because they don't want the 9 to 5. But then running a business is even worse. It's like 24 hours. Yeah. So, but many of them just think that, oh, now I'm the business owner. But they fail to see if your staff last minute MC or, you know.
Then you have to be there, right?
Yes, you
because
have to be
it's
there.
operational.
Correct. And a lot that is service oriented. I mean, you just need to have the human there, you know, and sometimes you will have to stand in. And the second part of the course is actually to prepare them for that, to understand what is running an operations, which these are the main 2 key factors on why businesses do not survive. So that's why we come up with that, so that we want to... Actually, the first initial reason why we are doing that course, right, is actually to help our franchisors. Because our franchisors have difficulties managing their franchisees because they keep asking them, hey, when are we going to break even, etc. So we came up with this course to support our members, but this course also is able to help the general public that are interested to check out whether running a business, being an entrepreneur is something for them. Come for the course. And if you want to invest your life saving, you should at least take 3 days, you know, to study and to make sure that you increase your chance of success. Yeah.
Don't think that by buying a franchise model, you can sit back and relax. It probably is a 24/7 job, yeah? So I really think that sometimes, because I come from a background of marketing, events, and operations as well, so I do understand some kind of things. But maybe for people with not so much of like the marketing operations kind of experience, they might not see this. So as a business owner, for example, because I am exposed to this side of things, but I have no financial sense at all, then I would need help in that. Then I would need to know, oh, okay, these are the things that I need to prepare for, some of the funds, and that's where the course comes helpful and comes in handy. And when maybe somebody from a financial background with very strong financial backing, but in terms of operations, does not really have the experience or the exposure to how is it like being in operations, then the course is good for them as well.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Because these are the critical success factors of why business fail. So we actually have a study, and then we know that these are the main 2 reasons. Then we come up with a course to rectify that, to minimize.
The 2 reasons are?
Financial, like you did not prepare sufficient funds, you thought that is enough. And then the other one is the operations. You didn't step into it knowing how tough, you know, you need to, the number of hours is even worse than 9 to 5. Yeah.
Secret, I'll let you in. Okay. Now I think we are more prepared also. So we get a glimpse into the course through Tricia. Yeah. Okay, now I have one question for Tricia. What is one good tip for a franchisee, a potential franchisee, if I want to start a business?
I would think that if I'm going to start a business, right, after checking with all the sources, I would want to franchise a brand whereby their sub-franchisee, their current sub-franchisee owns more than one outlet, so multiple outlets. So like if they have 10 franchisees, right, and then they have 70 outlets, then I would think that that is a very good thing.
So that means they can also teach the franchisees very well.
It means that, yes, the franchisee is having a good time. They are opening more than one outlet. It must mean that it's also making money. Yeah, so I would think that check with the sources. I mean, after you have done your due diligence, that this is a good brand, reputable in the market for quite some time, and then you have the financial capability to pay whatever is required of you, and the support that they are going to give you is what you can match, stuff like that, all the due diligence done, then I think just to be very, very careful, you also want to find out from them how many franchisees they have at the moment and how many outlets are being franchised. So from there, then you can have a good benchmark on whether each franchisee has multiple outlets. Yeah.
So now I am somebody in corporate for 10 years and I am so tired of corporate life. I want to start up a new business. I have 50,000 in my bank account and I have no experience, so I want to go for franchise model. Will I succeed?
Yeah, I believe you have a good chance of succeeding. But I think first and foremost, you need to choose a brand, the industry that you have the most passion in.
So passion.
Passion, because it's not just a 9-to-5 job, it's like your life. So you need to have passion because day in, day out, you see the same thing. You need to have an interest in this industry, be it F&B, education. Like for myself, right, my kids are now in the primary education. So I'm very personally involved in the education space. So education is something that other than going to work at FLA, I will read up and stuff like that. So something that is in line with your interest, your passion, it will help you to be more motivated also. Yeah, so I would think that, anybody has a good chance of succeeding in a business, but you just need to make sure that the due diligence are done, you have checked out all the numbers, and this is something that you want to invest in, like your time, your money and everything. Yeah.
Okay. I can succeed as long as I have passion, interest, due diligence. So for F&B businesses in the franchise models, right, what are the top 3 challenges?
I think F&B, I often hear from the members, right, that the top 3 challenges are definitely manpower, rental.
Oh, yeah.
Rental is very, very crazy. Like some of them can increase like double. So yeah, that would be very impactful for the business. And then manpower, they often cannot find enough people for all the shifts. Yeah, so I would think that these 2 are the main killer.
Rental, manpower.
Are the main killer . Yeah.
Okay. How about education? It's profitable, right?
It is. But education, right, the challenge will be the manpower because of the salary.
Why so?
Because in the industry, people that are working for education and enrichment brands usually comment that they do not get good salary, and hence it's very difficult for these brands to find suitable employees. Yeah, and also the long working hours. Yeah, 1 teacher to 40 students. I mean, it can be quite tough lah.
Okay. So challenge is really, really manpower across all industries.
Because like for education, how can you use technology?
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain industries that really require the human to be there. I mean, for the kids, especially the younger ones in preschool level, you just need the teacher to keep ratio ma. So those are the real challenges that some of our members in the education and enrichment is facing. They cannot attract.
Don't put your life savings into something that you don't know. Invest 3 days to go for a course by FLA. I think it was a very, very insightful session with Tricia from FLA. And as individuals, now we know that we can join FLA as an individual member, and we can also even attend courses to help our knowledge before we plunge into franchising.
Prepare yourself well, and then I think you will all be successful.
Okay, so we hope everybody here will be successful if you wish to embark on your franchise career. My name is Karine. Thank you so much for joining us in this session of the Franchise Formula.